I built 2 magnet tool holders. In this video, I'll show how to DIY the one with 20 by 3 mm magnets. If you are planning to use small magnets, I recommend you to watch the other video. This magnet bar can be used to hold knives in the kitchen or tools. If you are using it in the kitchen, I recommend it to have a coat of paint. I'm making a trial hole in another piece of wood. I'm using a DIY depth stopper I made for another video. The link is in the description. The magnets were 3 mm thick. I drilled the holes around 4 mm deep. It doesn't need to be precise, though you want it a bit deeper than the magnetic thickness. This piece of wood is already sanded. Measure the center line, and mark the center hole of each magnet. My magnets are 20 mm wide. I measured the center of the holes at 40 mm apart. It means double the width of the magnets. It will give me a gap of 2 cm between them. I started my holes with the drill in reverse to avoid chipping the top layer of the wood. Don't worry about the inside the hole, only about the outside edge. Because of the size of the drill bit, it is much easier to use a tiny drill bit to pre-drill the market location. Because a big auger bit like my one can quickly move around when starting the hole and lose the center line. We don't want the magnets higher than the wood as they will shatter, crack later on if a piece of metal hits them. Example, when you put your tools on it. After finishing all holes, it is time to give it a quick sand to remove sharps caused by the drilling. This step must happen on a clean surface, as we want to collect the wood dust to use as glue and gap filler. Finer dust is better than tick pieces. This next step is relatively easy. It consists of mixing 2 things: the wood dust we just collected and mix it with glue. It can be PVA glue, crafting glue, or white glue. Mix them both well with a stick, nail, or even your fingers. We want it to be a soft paste. This part of the job can be pretty dirty. If you don't want to dirt the surface you're working on, now is a great time to protect it. The idea is to create a pass that will fill the gaps, level the magnets, and at the same time glue it there. Before you start putting the paste inside the holes, check if the magnets fit tight inside the hole. If you notice, the holes were quite tight for the magnets before you put the glue inside. You will need to drill all the way through the wood, a small hole of 3 mm or bigger. Otherwise, it doesn't have a place for the excess paste to escape while you try to level the magnet's surface with the wood. Now that our paste is ready to be used as a gap filler and glue for the magnets, put some paste inside the hole, and place the magnetic on top of it. Push it down, squeezing the excess glue out. If, for some reason, you didn't put enough glue paste inside the hole, you can take out the magnetic. The easier way is to use a piece of iron steel, and the magnetic will stick to it. Then you add more paste inside. Ensure the magnet is in level with the wood, or the wood is very little higher than the magnet. After this, it just repeats the same procedure for the rest of the holes. There are quite a few key things to consider while planning to build this DIY project. The north and south poles of the magnets, for example. If your magnetic is quite strong and you want 2 pieces of magnets to hold the same flat metal and still uses its magnetism to hold another metal through the metal. If that is the case, put all equal poles are on the same side of the wood. Therefore, they don't cancel each other. If you are not going to stack tools on top of each other, it doesn't matter how you put the polarities of the magnets. Later, I'll upload a video showing an inexpensive form to find which one is the north or south poles of the magnets. However, it is not essential for this project because you can stack them together and take them from the top without flipping them. It will ensure that it has the same pole facing the same side of the wood. You will not know which one is which. If you are using thin magnets, stack them on top of each other to increase their strength or magnetism, because a thicker magnetic will hold your tool better. There are quite a few DIY magnetic tool holders on the internet with a layer of wood or aluminium covering the magnets. They look a bit nicer. However, it is not good to hold heavier loads as the magnetic field to hold the tool is much weaker. A coat of paint will do a good job of hiding the magnets. Don't make your magnetic bar too wide or too thin. Long is fine, for example, 500 mm wide board. It will make it incredible harder to put or remove tools from it. A screwdriver, for example, the handle would be in angle touching the board per bar, and the magnet wouldn't hold it properly. A twister 3 mm drill bit, for example, would be flat touching the board and would be hard to be taken out. General 30 to 50 mm is a good size. You will understand it a bit later on in the video. After all the magnets have been placed, you can let it dry as it is. But if you want a better chance of the magnets to be in level, I recommend you remove the excess glue and put a piece of wood on it and clamp it. Leave it to dry for around 48 hours. In my case, I left for about 18 hours, and it was a mistake because one magnet came out while I was testing. The glue was still very soft on the bottom of the magnet. If that is your case, add more glue and sawdust inside and insert in the magnet, and this time, wait for it to fully dry. Pre-drill the screw hole if it is near the edge to avoid it cracking. Now, it is all ready to be used. You are probably wondering, why would I use another piece of wood making a bar to screw it on the wall tool panel rather than recess the magnets into the tool panel already on the wall? The answer is simple. This way is much easier to put tools on and out and relocate the bar to other parts of the panel. If I don't use the bar, removing small items such as a washer or small drill bit would be pretty challenging.